Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
Good morning, Starshines. Hello, hello. So much exciting stuff to start off the stream. Hi. Welcome in, everyone. Good morning, Toot. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Kali. Good morning, JP. And yes, you do have an auto shouty. Excellent. If you guys don't already follow JP Explorador, fantastic, warm, cozy, co-working streamer, also out of Quebec. So if you like Moon's accent, you get more of that. You'll be lurking AFK while doing housework. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, hi everyone. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, which means we're going to be doing some stitching. Hang on one sec. Let's just bump up the music just a little bit so you guys can hear it a little bit better. Let me know if that's good. Sweet, thank you. Did I hear Moose accent? Moon's accent. Our good friend Moonphased is based out of Montreal. So has the same Quebecois accent. Meanwhile, I've got this weird mix of Ontario and Nova Scotia going on. No worries, no worries. What was I doing? Right, first, Kali poured my coffee. Thank you so much, Kali. So we're gonna do Ali, and then a flower. Da-da-da-da. It was pretty hilarious in your head. I think the Moose accent might be a little bit more Canadian there, bud. I don't know where that accent was from. Alright, but thank you, Kali. I have my snug today. This is my snail mug. I'm not going to completely turn it sideways, but right over his little head. Here, for Kali. Da-da-da-da-da, snail mug. That was Spexy. That was Spexy. Spexy is a Canadian streamer who does a very good overblown Canadian accent. I don't know if it's her real accent or if she's doing a bit, but it's very good. There we go. All right. We'll have to adjust the camera a bit more when we get stitching, but first, my baby girl. Early's here. You can see a little Pete. But thank you, Mike, for the resub. So let's get Mike a pumpkin in the pumpkin patch. Let's see. Mike, if you're still around, do you have a... Hi, Earls. Do you have a preference as to which pumpkin? We've got some laughing pumpkins, a little happy pumpkin. The bleh pumpkin. Nerd pumpkin. Or Early will choose for you. Oh, you can choose. Okay, Early. Which one is Mike gonna be? Early chose this pumpkin for Mike. Happy little guy. That was Mike for 14 months. Holy cow. Has it really been that long? Wow. And thank you again for the resub. Thank you for choosing to use your Prime sub with us. We really, really appreciate it. And if you guys didn't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free Twitch sub that you can use on any channel. And we do appreciate it if you use it on us. Hey, good morning, Moon. Speak of the devil. Hello, hello. Welcome in. We're just getting our book of support. You have the book of support. This is the community scrapbook. Mike resubbed. So yes, this is the community scrapbook. If you would like a sticker, then all you have to do is subscribe, gift a sub, or cheer bits. This was last month's spread, and I didn't quite plan my stickers well enough because I've got a little gap there. I might fill that in with something. But yeah, every month I give everybody who subs cheers bits a sticker or two. We had our little army of gnomes this month. This was fun. I like the army of gnomes month. Next month we're actually going to be having a cat theme because we are doing our fundraiser for toe beans. Over a year since you moved from YouTube. Yes, we tempted you over from YouTube over to the weird world of Twitch. Alright, let's see. Alright, you guys can see that okay? Little sip of coffee. Ugh. I haven't had coffee in a few days because it's been really super hot here and I didn't want to overheat myself, but I'm feeling like nice and chill today. So I am enjoying. It's been very nice. Fall back! And thank you for the hydrate, Toot. Everyone also should hydrate with me. I had coffee literally, yes. Yes, but it wasn't a hot coffee. I had iced coffee. I prefer hot coffee because I'm not gay, apparently. That's how you can tell that someone is or isn't gay. And this piece has now been blessed by Early. Sauce. So yeah, I'm working on Cat Cafe. This is a fundraising piece. We're gonna be giving you all the details, all the announcements, everything like that, in a couple of weeks. But yeah, you'll be able to purchase this pattern and at the same time support a cat rescue, which is a good deal in my opinion. I actually just went to the LNS yesterday, our favorite LNS key mat. And they are donating some supplies for the fundraiser, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah. Which is why their logo is in my little tiny project square there. Thank you for the command there. So yeah, so we will be selling this pattern on our website. Keymat will be carrying it in print, and we are also going to be donating kits to Toe Beams, the rescue, so that they can sell them and get all of the proceeds. And we're also going to be doing a couple special live streams. So yeah, all of those details will be coming out later, but Toot had a fantastic idea of, instead of us doing a sale or something like that to celebrate our anniversary, this is how we're celebrating our anniversary this year, is we are doing a fundraiser for a rescue that really means a lot to us. It's where we adopted Glenn. And if you know, you know, I'm stitching on the Glen here. Yes, and sales of the pattern will go to toe beans, exactly. And that's not just going to be for the month of August when we're pushing the fundraiser. All sales of this pattern forever are going to go to toe beans. And August is also Sam's birthday, that's right. Our baby girl is growing up so fast. She's gonna be 2. No, that can't be right. Yes, I think that's right. No. She'll be 1. She'll be 1 in August. I can do math. I can do math. So I ran by Keymat yesterday, and they give me all the supplies. Bro, drink more coffee. All right, I'll try. So they gave me all the supplies for the kits, which is like phenomenal. I was not expecting that when I reached out to them, but they are donating all of the supplies for the kits, and yeah, so that's going to be fantastic. I am so excited. But first, I need to finish stitching this so that I can take all the promotional pictures and get the pattern PDFs together. So right now, this is my bottleneck for this project. So away we stitch. Although I'm doing pretty good. We are just over halfway through. I've got about 1,400 stitches left. Why are you so wobbly all of a sudden? Gotta fix that. Okay. But I'm not really that worried about it. Time-wise. Because there is a lot of stitching left, but a lot of that stitching is there's a chalkboard here and there's a chalkboard over here. And that's like 500 stitches right in those 2 areas. So I just need to sit down and do a bunch of block stitching. So I think for me, getting out to Keymat yesterday to pick up the supplies, I'm really proud that I was able to do that. Just go run some errands. I got my hair cut. I got some coffee at Coffin Creek. So yeah, what have you guys been up to this week? Let me know one thing that you did this week that you're really proud of. And it could be like something really super, super little, like you finally moved that box of random wires from your desk to the garage. Something like that. Let me know one thing you did this week that you're really proud of yourself for doing. Because I asked you that last week, and I really liked the answers we got. So even though it was the temperature of the sun yesterday, I went out and I ran a few errands, and I hydrated while I did it, and I didn't push myself. It was a nicely balanced errand run. And of course, I ended up with some patterns and a little keychain. Because, again, we love Keymat. They are so wonderful and generous. Toot says I got the Games Glen room livable again. Yes. Oh my goodness. So we have a spare room that we call the games room, and the design aesthetic is your parents' basement in the 90s, but it's also Halloween at the same time. And we've been kind of using that room for storage of extra stuff, and it was the room where Glenn was getting accustomed to the house. That kind of thing. So it's just been, it hasn't really been a room, it's been a collection of stuff. It looks phenomenal now. Toot has been doing such a good job. Like, you walk in and the floor is all clear, and like she tidied up the couch and there's like throw pillows on it and a blanket, and then the kids have like their little beds and stuff on the floor, and you can just sit and play games. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. Kali dropped off all their Amaton returns. Let's heckin' go. Those can really pile up. Let's go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to spending more time in that room now that it's more accessible. It's also where our bookcases are. But we've got a TV there. It's hooked up to the Steam Deck, the Switch, the Wii, and we've got one of those like little retro machines that's supposed to look like the NES, but has but it's just like preloaded with a bunch of games. Mike finally went grocery shopping after delaying for almost a week. Good job. Good job. I know how hard that can be when you're like, I just need to do this thing. I just need to do this thing. I just need to do this thing. And the thing will not get done. Kali then bought stuff with the returns. It's free stuff. That is free money, 100%. That is absolutely free money. I love when that happens, because you've already written that money off as spent, and then all of a sudden it's back. You can be like, ooh, I can get more cat toys now. Because Glenn is so full of energy, we got this this jumpy, oh, what is it called? It's an interactive cat toy, I think is what they're called. But they basically, you don't need to play with it. It plays with itself. That didn't sound right. But it's got like a little, it hangs in the doorway, and it's got like a feather on a string, and then it's got a little mechanism that makes the string bounce so that the feather bounces and it jingles. And then there's also a laser pointer attached to it, so when they attack the feather, the laser pointer goes nuts. Oh my god, it is the best thing. The kids love it. Getting some strange readings from the cameras. Why are you? Okay, no, you're just updating. Thank you. The snake cameras give me a little update. They pop up with an alert when they've recorded motion, and all of a sudden they just started going nuts. Like, I was getting notif after notif after notif. I think it's just catching up on all the notifications from overnight, which is really distracting. But nothing is wrong. Okay. Toot says, and it gets them playing together, which is important. Absolutely. Like, the boys will be playing together with it. Gigi will be playing with Glenn. Glenn will be playing with Sam. The three of them will all play together. It's so cute. Hi, Emmy. Emmy, I say pss, 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 pss. I am just filling in. I was missing this color, so I picked that up from Keymat yesterday, as well, because obviously I needed it for the kits. But I was missing this this last color for the seal point on this seal point Siamese. And then he's going to have a big pair of glasses, which is going to be super cute. I just need to, I'm going to fill in the black, and then I'm going to do the glasses when I get to the bottom, because the glasses are also in black. Usually I design my back stitch in 2 strands so that you can do it while you're stitching everything else. Twisty, twisty, twisty. If you guys are working on anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just keep jawing at you about cross-stitch. Which I think is what you're here for. That and early. I know who the real star of the show is. Is this one over here. She's being so cute. I did some rearranging in my office yesterday. Thank you for the appreciation. You guys might have heard Early went in for her yearly checkup. She's doing great. She is doing great. She was so good for them. Yeah, she was a good girl. I'm just giving her some pets over here. But I've been doing some rearranging in my office to like make a comfy little space for her in my closet, because she's been sleeping in there anyways, but she's been sleeping on my clothes, so I basically just moved the clothes and put a bed in there so she will not sleep on my clothes, and I will have clothes that are not covered in white fur. But now that means that I have to rearrange the rest of my closet because I gave up a shelf. And I built her a little like set of stairs to get into the bed, so she's got a nice little princess area. Of course, she still prefers hanging out here with me. It's so cute. She'll be fast asleep in her little closet bed, and as soon as I come in and settle at the desk, she's like, "All right, Daddy's here. It's time to wake up. We're going to sit down." Although it was so funny. So we're at the vet, and we've been going to this vet for the last 12 years, something like that, 12, 13 years. He's phenomenal. The whole team there is phenomenal. And there's a vet tech who has been there, I think, for the last 12 years as well. But he was doing the exam on her booty, and the vet tech was distracting Early up front, and I was helping because Early loves me. And the vet tech was giving her scratches. She's like, "Yeah, that's a good girl. Yeah, look at your family." Like visible gender confusion, because I could tell she was about to say mom, but then she's like, "Wait, no, that's not correct." So she was like, "Yeah, look at your family." So I just went, we go with Daddy. She's like, "Okay." It was so funny. It was so cute though. Just the visible gender confusion for a moment, but also trying to respect it. Yeah. She was a very good girl on the way in and the way out too, because we used to live about 5 minutes away from this vet, and then we moved last year, and we were kind of worried that they wouldn't like help us anymore because we were out of their service area or whatever. Nope, we just need to make the drive, so it's about a half hour, maybe 45-minute drive depending on the traffic. So we were a little bit worried about how the kids would take that, but they've all done so well with it. So she was a good girl. She does not care for ABBA, but she really likes Eminem. So now I know what to play in the car for her. Voulez-Vous came on, and she was like so cranky and grumpy and snappy, and then it moved into Without Me, and she was like completely quiet and calm. I'm like, oh, okay. I see. Yeah, she definitely is an opinionated little girl. Hurley has musical preferences, Moon says. Yep. Dude says she's beginning to feel like a rap god. Rap god. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Keymat has a shop cat as well. Beautiful black girl. Gorgeous green eyes. Big girl. Big girl. Who apparently does not deign to interact with the customers. They were both very surprised when... So I wasn't gonna heck with her. She was sleeping under a fan. Like, it was super hot. Sleep under the fan, girl. And then I felt something bump against my my hand, and I looked down, and it's the black cat, and Megan was like, she never does that. I introduced myself and gave her a little few scritches, and she sniffed me over and then went to lay down. It was very cute. So I have been blessed. I have been blessed. How does she feel about the Gen Z Eminem, though? She's torn. She really liked some of his songs, I believe, but which one? La 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 she didn't care for. But yeah, it was so sweet. I love going to visit Keymat because they run the shop out of their home, so it's like basically the front room of their house is the shop, and they have a puppy who is super cute, and I say puppy, she's an old lady dog, but she's super cute. And then they have the black cat, so I always go and it's like, hey guys, and then I spend like 5 minutes talking to the dog, because that's what you do. But they're both big cat people, so they were so happy to help out with the fundraiser. We were talking about it a little bit. Megan was saying that she went and looked at their socials and almost adopted like 3 different cats on the spot, which is dangerous. I will admit, I love following Toe Beans on socials, but it is a little bit like, oh, it's so pretty. Oh, look, the baby's so pretty. The baby's so pretty. I could take the baby home. I could take care of the baby. It's dangerous. So they had pulled a couple of patterns for me because they had mentioned that I had asked them about it, about them, and one of them was Blooming Quakers. This one by Jeanette Douglas. No, Hello from Liz Matthews. This was a Nashville Market exclusive, and they just got it in. I love the simplicity of this. And the little pillow is so cute too. And then, like, she just got this in, as in they opened the box this morning. I have been feral over this pattern. Whimsical Quaker from Primrose Cottage. Like, look at that. Is this not the most DH core thing? It's so cute. I love it. I love all of their little Quakers, but I really love this one. And so Primrose Cottage included in the package. Sorry for the crunkling. Oh my god, there's so much crunkling. Oh my god, where's the thing I'm looking for? Here it is. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, come back. So Primrose Cottage included, so the Whimsical Quaker released. This is one of their most recent releases. And then they put out some needle minders and keychains to go with them. Look, Keymat gave me one. Yeah, look at that. It's got a little froggy with a bow. Focus, thank you. And on the back it says love grows on toadstools. So yeah, that's super cute. But yeah. Oh. So yeah, this is gonna be a for soon start, I believe. Not right away, but for soon. This is my main stitching priority right now. And I'm having so much fun stitching on it, but yeah, it was just really sweet that they were like, hey, we remembered that you were talking about these things. Here you go. Thank you for the link. And if you would like to purchase, if you're in Canada and would like to purchase my patterns in print, Keymat stocks a whole whack of them now. An entire whack. A large whack. Quakers are my current, like, I really want to stitch this thing. And I kitted up the Cozy Cursed Quaker because I want to have a physical sample of that one by the time it releases to the public in October? November? I think November. I was like, well, I really want to stitch a Quaker, so I might as well kit up a Quaker that I wanted to stitch anyways. So of course, like I kitted it up completely and loaded the pattern into PK, and then I didn't start it. But I will. I've just been really craving a Quaker. I don't know what it is. I think it's because all the rest of my stitching right now is very, like, I never know how to describe stuff that isn't a Quaker, isn't full coverage, isn't a sampler. It's just like, and then you're stuck with the word like normal cross stitch, which is not what you're going for either. I've heard sampler stitchers call it picture stitching. I think that's the most accurate. Anyways, because they've all been picture stitching. Like I've got Cat Cafe, I've got Raven's Harvest Moon, and I've got the Enchanter, Midnight Enchanter going on. And yeah, they're definitely not the same project, but they're similar in technique, and that is enough to make me itch for something different. And then I've got Moon Witch. If you guys are still participating in Moon's birthday start along, I started Celestial Witch for that, and but again, it's in the same style of pattern. However, I'm really enjoying that one because it's over 2 on linen, and it's very lovely. It's very, very lovely. With that one, there's a big hat, and then like the face and the hair and everything. And the hat was like 900 stitches of 311, just like in a block. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the hat first. I'm gonna eat the frog. I'm gonna eat my vegetables. Whatever metaphor you want to do. So I got through all that block stitching, and then I was like, while I'm here, I might as well do all of the back stitching on top of the block stitching. So I did that yesterday, and I'm like, yes, now it's more fun. Moon says DH in linen. Yes. Oh my god, I did not look at fabric yesterday when I was at Keymat. I wanted to. I did not, because they have an assorted ends box or 3, which is just like offcuts, so like ornament cuts or weird cuts that they can't really sell of all kinds of fabrics discounted. It's dangerous. Hey Julie, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Well, I guess good afternoon for you. Yes, discount fabric. It is very dangerous. I got a couple of cuts from it a while ago. I haven't used one of them. It's a 28 count even weave Lugana in the color mushroom, and it's a 9x9 piece, either 8x8 or 9x9, and I haven't found quite the right project for it yet, but I really want to, like, I keep pulling it out and just like touching it. Because I'm like, I want to do something with this. And I have 2 large pieces of linen. One that's like a rusty color, and then the rest of the jubilation linen that I did the Pride sampler on. And my brain is like, I have to find a pattern for these pieces of fabric that's going to fill the entire piece of fabric. And it's like, no, I don't. I can use this for multiple projects. Self. You don't need to do a massive project because it'll fill the entire piece of fabric. Hey, Rocky Robin, welcome in. Tweedly dee. Welcome, welcome. It says I'm so envious of your LNS. Well, you'll get to meet them when you come up to visit. They're so nice. And it's so funny because they, like I said, they're in the front room of their house. So like it's not a lot of space for display. Welcome in, Rocky. Let us know what you're working on. And we're also talking about some wins from this past week. So if you did something that you're really proud of this week, let us know. Like, you finally took all the Amazon returns in. You delayed grocery shopping for a week, but you finally did it. So yeah, so it's in the front room of their house, so they don't have a lot of room for display. So like everything is kind of hidden. And it's a magical experience because it's like, oh, I'm curious about fabric, and then they like open the doors of this cabinet and like trays and trays of fabric start coming out. And it's like, oh, I kind of want some fancy floss. It's like, okay, it's over here, and then the drawers come out and it's just full of fancy floss. It's a magical experience, really. And then I just stand and talk to them for a while. And also they had like 3 different fans running, so it was really nice and cool in there. It is truly magical. It is truly magical. They also have, so it's, you go in the front door of the house, and then you turn to the side, and then so there's like what would have been the parlor. And then there's a narrow hallway beside it that goes like beside the parlor to the kitchen in the back. And that hallway is kind of their showcase hallway. So it's a really narrow hallway, but it's just floor to ceiling cross-stitch pieces. Very cool. Very inspiring. Rocky Robin. Dude. Rocky's working on a wizard frog and a bookmark. Nice. Do you prefer Rocky or Robin? Thank you for the streak, Jilly. But yeah, and like I said, they're just lovely, lovely people. They freaking hustle too. They don't just have the store, they have the online store, and then they do pretty much non-stop shows. Like quilt shows and stitching shows and needlework shows and yarn shows and all kinds of things. Which is so much work setting up and breaking down for a show like that. And I think they're doing one like every weekend. Rocky's excited for Monday because you're taking classes for your GED. They have extra classes for art and writing, and the art teacher said they give me a larger canvas than before because they want to see what I do. Oh, that sounds amazing. That sounds like so much fun. Early just hit a button with her butt, and I can no longer see you guys. I'm really worried that she shut down the computer. Oh, that's great. What kind of paint medium do you do? Is it watercolor, oils, acrylic? I do not have a strong background in fine art or traditional art. I do pixel art and pattern design. But I did really enjoy watercolors when I did them. there was something, again, magical about how they could shift and change even on the page. Acrylic. You prefer acrylic because it's cheap and easy to use. Yeah, valid, very valid. Art supplies are pricey. I wonder whatever happened. I did my Magnum watercolor opus. I was so proud of this thing. It was a mountain goat. It was like a mountain goat sitting on a grassy hill, and I was so proud of that picture. It was, last I saw it, it was hanging in my parents' basement. So I don't know if they still have it or not. Well, that's good. That's good. Our house is now covered in our own art, and I love that for us. We've been really working on getting more cross stitches up. I had to, I don't know if I shared pictures of my updated wall, but I had to, back. I had to move my desk for the bell technician. And like, so I have my desk, this desk, against the wall, and then the wall behind it is covered in cross-stitch pictures. However, because the desk is between the wall, I can't reach the top of the wall to hang stuff. So I took the advantage of when the desk was moved out to hang more things. And it's like, it's just my walls filling up with my own art and with Toot's art, and it is, oh, it's so good. It's so good. And it's all over the house too. Well, I mean, you guys know Toot is so prolific, such a prolific stitcher. We have so much to decorate our Halloween. The hall between the kitchen and the living room. We call it the Halloween. It's decorated like Halloween. Our entire house is Halloween. Short person problem, can't relate. Girl. I know, I do need Toot's help when hanging pretty much anything in this. Pretty much anything. However, I did manage to get Fruit Bat Summer almost up to the ceiling on my own, and I am very proud of that. I also discovered that I had hung... I thought I had hung Deadly Aquarium too high to really put anything above it. But I can actually fit an 8x10 frame, 2 more 8x10 frames between Deadly Aquarium and the ceiling, so that's going to be really nice. And I hung that huge sampler that I stitched years ago. I'm just looking up at my wall now, because it's got stuff that I stitched. It's got stuff that Toot stitched for me, and the stuff that Toot stitched for me is right in. It's like right in my line of vision. So like right here, but like up, is the things that Toot stitched for me. And then I've got a couple that my great aunt stitched for me when I was a wee bab. Itty bitty baby. I need to put Jemima Puddle Duck up next to Hunka Munka. I finished if you're a Beatrix Potter fan, I finished a Jemima Puddle Duck stitch, cross stitch, and I want to hang it next to the Hunka Munka and her babies embroidery that my aunt did for me. And I showed my stitch email last week. I got a book that's an ABC sampler of Beatrix Potter, which is so cute. I don't know. I was thinking I would just kind of lift motifs from it, or even just enjoy having it, but I might stitch the whole thing because it's really sweet. We'll see. There's so much to stitch and not enough time ever. We were talking about that a bit yesterday when I was at Keymat, because obviously I work in a creative profession. This is my job. Stitching this is work right now. I mean, it's fun, but it still counts as work. And they're in the same position where their hobby is also their job. So people always say to them, like, oh, you're so lucky you all have all this time to stitch, because like you run across the store. And it's like, actually, no, we don't have very much time to stitch at all. So there's always stuff that I want to be working on that I will never get to. And then freaking designers who are amazing keep coming up with more freaking stuff that's amazing. And you're like, oh no, now I have to stitch that too. I hadn't actually looked through the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. I was very self-centered and I just looked at my pattern. But the Liz from Black Walt Stitching did one that is like a horror movie night piece that I really need to stitch for our spooky basement games room. And then Witchy Stitcher came for Toot by name with the latest Patreon, the vintage Halloween Carnival. Yeah, just so many good patterns out there, so many good designers. What's on your guys' radar? Tell me what you're stitching right now, or what you want to stitch. What's coming up next? What you've been thinking about? Because I always love to know people's like vague plans. Because I'm sure, I don't know, but I'm sure most of you have a pattern or two in mind that just kind of lives rent-free in your head. Toot is working on the creepy clown. You're so excited for this one? Yes. Oh, it's so good. Toot has a big creepy clown one that just looks amazing. I think for me, I want to do Whimsical Quaker, which I showed you guys earlier. And then I want to do something vintage Halloween Black Cat from Witchy Stitcher, but I haven't decided exactly what. She's got a couple in the book, Witchy Stitching. We've got a couple in the archives. There's one pattern called Vintage Halloween Candy Buckets. And it's an owl, a black cat, and a pumpkin, and they're like little candy buckets. I think those would be really cute as either individual pillows or one pillow. Haven't decided. Rocky says there's this cross stitch of a frog holding up a sword with a cape going huzzah! Really excited to make it. I'm sensing a theme with your stitches. Wizard frog, hero frog. Fantastic. You're going all out for Frogist early. Which is completely the vibe here. Completely. I don't know if you were here when I was showing Whimsical Quaker. This is from Primrose Cottage. I don't actually do paper patterns very often, but yeah. And it's got frogs on it. Frogs. Frog on a toadstool. You already know I gotta be making hella frogs. Yes. We love frogs. I definitely will be doing a version of the Frog Princess at some point. Frog on a toadstool. Turtle power! Oh no. The cadence was too fitting. which is funny because your favorite animal is probably a raccoon or a pigeon. I mean, that is the thing. My favorite animal is a hyena. I don't actually stitch many hyenas because there aren't many patterns, but you will find me stitching frogs very often. I think they're just fun to stitch. Raccoons and pigeons also excellent choices. One of our community members just finished a wizard pigeon. So good. Or no, a witch. The witch Natasha. Oh hey, that's you. Hi Gwen. You literally just opened Twitch. Toot says your son literally parkoured through the room, including a very brief wall run. Yeah, he does that. Even though Pride Month is over, the DH Queerker is high on my list of projects to start relatively soon. We can stitch Pride stuff all year round. We do not need to wait. Gwen, we are talking about patterns that we are excited to start stitching. Patterns we're looking forward to. And Rocky was saying that they have a frog wizard and a frog hero, but their favorite animals are raccoons or pigeons. And then I mentioned your pigeon, witch Natasha. And that's how we got here. Tell me they have a pattern. Yes. Gwenergy is the one who stitched it. Toot, can you Discord, hear me a Discord link there? And you'll be able to find it there. Thank you. So yes, if you want to join the Discord, I think there's a link to the pattern there. Otherwise, Gwen may be able to help you out. You can grab the Etsy link. Perfect. What did I do? I went directly through the center of a stitch. I also didn't cross this. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life, guys? I found 2 uncrossed crosses on Raven's Harvest Moon. And they were like way back, so I'm gonna have to attach a new thread just to cross those 2 crosses. And then I was like, okay, I might as well do that. And then I didn't have the thread color. It's like, no. They're just gonna sit there and taunt me, and then I'm gonna forget about them until I'm done. But this one that I'm working on now, this is a 14 count Ada. It's from so it's, I haven't used Witchelt a lot. It's very stiff, like it's very, like it stands up on its own. Like you can, it is not in any way drapey. Crunchy Ada. Crunchy Ada. But I've always said there's something about 14 count Ada that just, it feels like coming home. It just, I don't know, it tweaks something in my brain. Comfort stitching. Black 14 count Ada especially, but really any 14 count Ada. However, I'm still using a 28. I think this is a 28. Because I've been gradually shrinking the needles that I've been using. And it's really nice how easy it goes through the holes. However, it is not nice how easy it is to not go through a hole. If that makes sense. Because it punches right through the Ada quite easily. Link in Crafty Chat. Thank you so much, Gwen. Appreciate you. And you guys are going to start seeing some of Gwen's stitching coming up on our socials, because we are finally able to start revealing some of the stuff we've been working on for Marketplace. If you guys follow us on Instagram, you will start getting a few sneaky peeks. And if you're in the Patreon, so we're doing Marketplace exclusives. They are being announced on socials, Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff, so you can get your pre-orders in. If you are a paid Patreon member, you're going to get to see the patterns a couple days before everybody else, as well as some behind the scenes info on like how I designed it, what the thought process was, just little notes about the pattern from myself and Toot, that kind of thing. So yeah, and that's any paid tier of the Patreon will get early access to the exclusives and the behind the scenes stuff. So I am very, very hyped for that. Fall back! Glenn is fucking up a Gatorade bottle, so this is from him. Thank you for the hydrate, Glenn. Gwen says, oh, speaking of Miss Stitches. Oh no, did you find something? Oh no. I was about to say like, oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna finish this color with this thread, and then I realized that I still need to do his paw over here. Yesterday you were working on Totoro, doing some of the trees in the background. Oh dear. Oh dear. You found a missed gray stitch on the edge of Totoro's body. No! No! Alright. Well, we need to go for a brief break, and I need to get this tightened up. The hazards of doing coloring book style where the Ada and line work are both black. Yeah, exactly. We need to take a quick ad break to keep pre-rolls off. So I'm gonna head on over here. I'm gonna mute. You're not gonna miss any chat. I am gonna keep stitching, so I'll probably finish his little paw. But yeah, we are gonna take a 3-minute break. We will be back, and yeah, go grab a drink, go grab a snack. BRB. I just went to grab my mouse and stuck my finger in my coffee instead. So that's how I'm doing. Welcome back. Welcome back. So we're just keeping the pre-rolls off. I wanted to do something when I came back from break. Right, okay, so as you know, Monday and Thursday I do co-working streams, and I often have a background game up. I've had Mini Cozy Room up for the last few. We also do Spirit City. I am going to be trying a new one called On Together, which you guys may have heard of. So I just wanted to show it to you because it's a little bit different. So this is On Together, and it's actually a virtual co-working where if you have the game, you can come and join me. I will create like a dedicated server room basically, and you can have your little guy come and sit next to me. We can read together. The reason that I have the little storm over my head is that I have you can hear the background noises going. I think it might be a little bit loud right now. Okay. So yeah, so there's lots of different areas that you can explore. You can sit, you can focus. There's a fishing mini game for breaks. You can go and play basketball, that kind of thing. And you earn tickets for focus sessions, and then you can spend tickets to get pets and upgrades and that kind of thing. So the game is on Steam. If you would like, you do need a copy of the game in order to join the room. Otherwise, I'm just going to be streaming it the way that I would do Tiny Cozy Room with the background music and everything. So if you just want to enjoy it that way, you absolutely can. But I'll have the room code up. And yeah, so it's a really cute little concept. And I've been interested in trying it out, but it seemed kind of like overwhelming. So I haven't actually looked at it until now. But this is what we're going to be doing on Monday during the co-working stream. It is a very cute concept. The game is $12.99 Canadian, so I know that that's like, it's not super expensive, but it's also not dead cheap either. Absolutely no pressure to get the game. Absolutely none. If you have it or you already have it and you want to join me in your little thing, I will have something up. Otherwise, yeah, we'll just stream it and chill the regular way. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, because it is a little bit different than the ones that we've been doing so far. It seems like a very cute game. I tried the demo of it ages ago when it was in early access. Ages ago when it was in early access. And it had this like camera sway, which is still in the game, but you can turn it off now. And you couldn't turn it off in the demo, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm out. But you can turn off the camera sway now. So I'm like, I'm back in. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I think I might end up using it a lot more when I'm not streaming as well. It does have like a mini player mode where it just shows up in the corner of the bottom corner of your screen, so it'd just be like hanging out here, which I think is a very cute little thing. It's also got a built-in Pomo timer and task list and everything, so it's a nicely contained little productive suite. And if you don't want to be on together and you just want to be on by yourself, you can just create a private room and just chill, which is what I've been doing to try it out, because yeah, people, no. You guys, yes. Random people, no. One says, I was going in to fix the gray stitch. It took a hot second to find it. In the process, I found a missed stitch in the section that I did the other day. Oh no, 2 individual stitches to go back at. I hate when that happens. You have to start a new thread, and it's a whole thing.
Good morning, starshine.
Well, thank you so much for the follow, Rocky.
Hello.
Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. We are almost done, Glenn here. Yay! He's so cute. I might skip down the black and just do his glasses because I'm really excited about it. I love glasses. I love doing backstitch glasses on cute little guys. Oh, it's such a good little touch, I find. You know, just a couple of lines here and there, and you get an extra bit of personality. Snip that. Snip that. I have my ort jar over here, but I have a snake shed like next to it, and sometimes the snake shed catches the orts, so I need to separate my orts in my snake shed and then put the snake shed away. Because right now it's a little bit of a mess. Sandy shed the other day, so I've got this beautiful shed. It's a bit in pieces, but like you can see his sheds always are so interesting because they've got the really dark, you can see his really dark coloration, which the others, when they shed, it's a lot more uniform in color. Oh my god, snake shed ort balls, it's kind of their orts. Yes, old raggedy skins. I should do that. That would be a cool idea for the ornament balls. And like, we have so much snake shed. So much. I really wish that Springtrap's shed was purple. It hasn't been yet. Old raggedy top layer. Perfect. Oh right, I was gonna do the backstitch on his face. Let me pull up. I have my wind stitch for the ort ball machine. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, I'm down if you are. Okay, so I'm gonna start here. Then we're gonna start here. Nope, here. Is that right? No, that's not right. I did a whole bunch of backstitch on Moonwitch last night, and I was clenched the whole time. I've never done backstitch on linen. It's like over 2 on linen, so the stakes are higher of going through the in-between hole. Because it wasn't 9-point. It wasn't a 9-point grid. It was a 4-point grid, if that makes sense. But basically, like, there was no backstitch that went in the middle of a stitch. It was all like the outside of a stitch. So the linen was a liability instead of a benefit. But I finished it and it looks great. Alright, now he just looks angry. Need to finish the rest of his glasses. He's not angry no more. Fruit Bat Studios, welcome in! Thank you so much! Welcome, welcome. How was your stream? Everybody get comfy. My name is DH. My pronouns are they, them. I am a cross-stitch designer. On Saturday mornings, we cross-stitch. The rest of the week, we co-work. Come and get comfy. Let me know. Baddie raid. Amazing. Yeah, let me know. What were you guys up to? What were you up to? And one thing we've been talking about today is, let me know one thing that you did this week that you're really super proud of. Even if it's something really tiny. Stream was good. Today was Rhinestone Fairy Wings and public domain films. Ooh, interesting. So you stream the public domain films and Rhinestone some Fairy Wings. Interesting. I love that combo. That would be so fun. I really love old sci-fi movies. So if I could find some of those that are public domain, that would be a lot of fun. But I hope you had a good stream. Well, you just said stream was good. You need to raid and run, get that self-care, absolutely do. We'll take care of the friends. We're gonna be going for about another hour here. 45 minutes, something like that. Just stitching on this piece, which is going to be a fundraiser for a local cat rescue. Ben says, oh, things we're proud of this week. I'm proud I survived this week and didn't strangle any of my coworkers, though it was touch and go for a second. Good job, Gwen. I'm also proud of you for that. You had a week and a half. I've heard it in snippets and bits. So I am also proud of you for making it through the week. Oh my god, I can't get through this stitch. Old sci-fi is fun. I really like retrofuturism, watching what the past thought the future would be like. We also call it the old toxic opinions of the old filmmakers. Oh, that's really interesting. That would be fun. Yeah, retrofuturism is so interesting. Edwards. What? Oh my god. There was one that was really good that I read, and I cannot remember, but it spawned this whole social movement to try and like recreate the utopian future of this book. But yeah, retrofuturism is great. Ray Bradbury set a lot of his expeditions to Mars in like the late 1900s, in like the 1990s, which is so interesting because the first time I read them, it was in the 90s, and it was interesting how far he thought we would be, and yet no one predicted the internet. That's what I always find wild. Like, no sci-fi writers, no of these sci-fi filmmakers predicted the internet in the form that it is today. Absolutely none. And it has become so central to our society. Well, he's had a sunburn for a week now and it's pretty much healed all the way. Yes! Let's go! Yes, MS33K is on Twitch. If you guys like old movies with snarky commentary, Mystery Science Theater 3000 is on Twitch. They are a 24/7 channel, just constant episodes, and they have a schedule up so you can see what's going on that day and be like, oh, I really wanted to watch that, and I'm gonna go watch this thing at 3 p.m. Neil Stephenson predicted the internet. Pretty sure he was the first one to use the word avatar. Interesting. Neil Stephenson. What, I'm trying to think of one of his novels. I cannot. But I know the name. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. I'll have to look into that. Snow Crash. Thank you. Yeah. Although the word avatar has been used in Buddhist and I believe Hindu religion for hundreds of years. So, but he may have been the first to use it in that context. Interesting. I will have to look that up. Interesting. I love sci-fi. I've been thinking a lot about Bradbury lately. He's probably one of my favorite authors. Also Heinlein. I didn't like Heinlein for the longest time, and I think I just had a bad experience with one of his books because I thought I didn't like him, and then I finally not caved, but I was like, you know what? People keep recommending this. I'm gonna try Stranger in a Strange Land, and I was like, oh, I've been missing out. I am halfway through I Will Fear No Evil, but it's a thick book, and I have ADHD. I am a late diagnosed ADHDer. So we have Glenn is completely finished. Look at him. Lurk mode, have fun. Thank you so much. Enjoy your lurk. Get that post-stream care. Thank you again for the raid. And then Gigi's fully finished over here, the barista. And then this cat is kind of loosely based on Pico, but not really. So I need to come up with a name for this cat because it's not really Pico. I feel like he's a boy cat. I feel like he's one of these guys who would be called a performative male, but is actually just a cool guy. So we need to come up with a name for that cat. Because originally I had the barista was a gray cat and Gigi was standing here. Now can you guys see the issue with having a black cat standing in front of a chalkboard? I think you mean performative male. Oh no, not the performative male. But yeah, I had a black cat standing in front of a black chalkboard and I was like, this isn't gonna work. So I went for Steel Point Siamese and then moved the tux over here. Gonna work on filling in some of this blackboard. I think the approach I'm gonna take is one strand at a time. So like do one strand of black, go and do a different detail, come back and do another strand of black. Because if I just sit here and stitch 500 stitches of black, I will scream. And I really want to get this done. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about getting the files together, but I can't get the files together until I finish stitching. Yep. We want everything to be ready for August 1st. And I have no stress that it's going to be ready for August 1st. Like, no stress whatsoever. It's just I want it done sooner than that. And it's so cute. I want to see it all come together. So basically all we've got left is I have to finish this chalkboard, and then it's got an outline that needs to be finished. These cupcakes need their finishing, the cupcake wrappers, and then this like display has 2 shelves and an outline, and then there's another chalkboard down here. And then when I'm finished both the chalkboards, there is going to be white backstitching with text. Gwen says, I keep forgetting to tell you. Yes. What is up, Gwen? Not Glenn. Gwen. Hydrate. You know in Lil Witch Natasha, there's the swirlies and there's stuff in the swirlies? Yes. the stuff in the swirlies. What is in the swirlies? There's a skull, and I'm pretty sure the thing right next to a skull, the skull is a coffee. Yes! It's a coffee bob. Amazing. There will be more bobs this year. The Cozy Bob and Sweaty Bob will be making a return in at least 2 patterns, maybe 3 by the end of the year. The town of St. Skelly, it grows. And actually our next pattern drop is a St. Skelly drop, which is gonna happen this Thursday. I realize it's been like so long since I released a pattern in the shop, because we've been focusing so much on A, the Patreon, and B, Marketplace. But regular drops will return from the war shortly, I assure you. And I've started working on the Patreon patterns for September and October. So if you hang out, in the co-working streams, you might get to see some designs this week. Was that a relative of the Bob's that was one of the Halloween ornaments in the JS magazine? No, actually. That Bob is unrelated. That is a Silver Shamrock Bob. Mischief Makers, which is my pattern in the Halloween issue of Just Cross Stitch, is actually a subtle nod to Halloween 3. So he is unrelated to the Bob family. He-Man actually had their copy. They just got their copy of the Halloween issue, so I'm hoping this means that we're going to be able to start finding them like in Michael's and such. I do receive a copy of everything that I'm published in. However, they're holding on. They're going to send me a larger package after the autumn issue comes out. So I haven't actually gotten my hands on copies of stuff. However, we usually pick up an extra copy for Moon because Just Cross Stitch isn't sold in Quebec. Probably because it's an American publication that doesn't have the required French content. So we always make sure we pick up a copy for Moon. Glenn says my Michaels is dumb. Why is your Michaels dumb? Do they have a small magazine section? No JCS? Dang it. Every Michaels I've been to has like, they have their magazine rack and it's like 80% coloring books and then 1 or 2 random issues of magazines. Mike says I received my copy of JS in the mail a week or so ago. Okay, good. But apparently like 5 D&D cookbooks. Right? It's so random, the stuff that they have in the magazine rack. I feel like they used to have more actual magazines, but I'm sure a lot of magazines are no longer magazining. Toot says, I know in the US others have found it at like Menards. Yes, yeah. Pretty much anywhere that has a large magazine collection, like Walmart, Shoppers up here, but I know that that's not a thing down there. There's a chance that they'll carry it as well, especially the seasonal issues, the Halloween and the Christmas special ones. Which we are not in the Christmas issue this year. Sad. It's okay. We can't, not all of us can be Tracy and be in every issue repeatedly. I actually get my Just Cross Stitch through Libby. If you guys have a online subscription to your local library, they would probably have access to Just Cross Stitch and Cross Stitcher and the Annie's Attic special ones. And also Cross Stitch books. I actually got a copy of the Needle Lot book. Enchanted Cross Stitch, I think it's called. I got a copy of that through the library on digital, which was so lovely because I was able to see all the patterns, and it just reaffirmed that I really want to purchase the book. I also picked up Cabinet of Curiosities from the library, and that confirmed that I did not want to purchase that book, so that's good. I found a lot of Emma Congdon books on Libby, which is the Stitcherovia is her handle online, and she does like Cross Stitch from the Heart and those big like adventures calling type stuff with the banner and then the backgrounds. A lot of, I want to call it word art. Not really word, like it's word art where the words are the focus of the art and it's all in like different fonts and stuff. That kind of style of pattern. Not word art like the 90s word art. Although apparently the next pattern I'm designing is going to be Toot riding a chariot into battle pulled by Glenn and Gigi. That's apparently what's up next, so watch out for that. This is how the business started. Toot not finding a pattern for something she wanted and just being like, can you design one for me? And then I did, and then it spiraled. And now we're here. This strand of black is getting so tangly. Although I have to admit, so it sounds like a silly idea. It does sound like a silly idea, and it was spawned by a bit of a silly conversation. However, last night whoa, okay, that was a lot of words. Last night, as I was laying in bed, I started drafting it in my head. So it might be happening soon. Once we get through August, Marketplace is the end of August. Once we get through August, I feel like we'll be back on more of an even keel when it comes to releases and designs and that kind of thing. I have so many plans for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year. I'm so excited. That's the thing, I get all these ideas and I'm super excited about them and I want to design them and I want to stitch them, and then I don't have time to stitch anything else, and then I'm like, but I also want to stitch all of the wonderful things by all the other wonderful designers. It's a problem. Ah. One thing I do need to be better about is setting aside work time to work on work stitches. I was pretty proud of myself on Thursday because I set aside the last 2 hours of stream to stitch, when usually I would be kind of searching for workier work to fill that time. But like I said, this is my current bottleneck, and I'm allowed to spend work time on it. Work doesn't have to mean peering at PDFs until my eyes cross. So coming up real heckin' soon. Oh, I don't have it up here. So not next week. I have to pull up my calendar here. Okay, so not next week, but the week after is 24 hours of cross stitch. 24 hawks. 24 hours of cross stitch, which is a weekend long event, which hang on, we've got to do stuff now. It's a week-long event. The weekend-long event, it's Friday to Sunday. You try and stitch for a collective total of 24 hours within that time. However, this upcoming one, you're going to have company. Moon and Nastasia are running a raid train the 25th and 26th, which means I am the first stop on the raid train. So basically on the 25th, you're going to come here at 10 a.m. as usual. We're going to stream until 1. And at 1, I'm going to raid out to the next streamer in line, which I should know because I have a schedule already. The schedule has been posted on Instagram. I'm going to raid out to that streamer. They're going to stream for a couple hours, then they're going to raid out to another cross-stitch streamer, and then they're going to raid out to another cross-stitch streamer. So basically, be here 10 a.m. and then just stay on Twitch. And Twitch will take, the train will take you all the way through to the evening to Sunday evening. It's going to be so much fun. There are so many cool streamers involved in the raid train. And yeah, and Moon and Nastasia did a really amazing job of organizing it. It is super well organized. The schedules are up everywhere. I'm going to be posting the schedule in our own Discord. But it's a collection of smaller streamers who you might not have heard of, who might not have affiliations with larger stream teams, and just really cool people. So yeah, and Moon and Nastasia have been working to make sure it is going to be a safe place, a safe space for everybody as we go along the train. But yeah, I'm going to be posting a bunch of information about it on the Instagram and in the Discord, but I'm just so excited. I can't believe it's 2 weeks away. So yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Just going to spend the weekend watching Twitch and stitching. Twitch stitching. Stitch twitching. Moon's time slot is like around midnight on Saturday, so I'll be up late. I'm gonna have to take a disco nap that afternoon. Hey Nastasia, speak of the devil, welcome in. Just talking about the raid train not next weekend, weekend after. You were a little lurky getting ready for worky? Sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, so we are the first stop. So you don't need to remember where to go, when to go. It's the usual time and space here. I'm just gonna leave this up here. Usual time and place here. And we'll get you going on the train. We're gonna kick this party off. Toot toot. Yeah. I'm so proud of Moon and Nastasia for the amount of work they've been putting into this event as well. It's gonna be so much fun. We were talking the people in the train were talking about like what they're planning to work on stream, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to be working on stream. I work on so many smalls that I like rotate through so quickly that like I don't even know what my whips are going to look like at that point. Because I will probably be done this. I will certainly be done this. I'll probably have a different shop sample going on. I might be done Moon Witch. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Most of the time I decide what I'm going to stitch for stream the morning of stream. Because unlike other people, I do not have a set rotation of projects. Which I envy. If you guys haven't heard of Toot's rotation, they have a very, very solidly established 3-day rotation. So one day is a shop sample for me, which big shout out to Toot for doing almost all of my shop stitching. Incredible. One day is a small, and one day is a large project, and then she repeats. So shop, small, large, repeat. Shop, large, small, repeat, I believe actually is the rotation, because you're working on creepy clowns today. So yeah. And I envy that sometimes, because she never has to, there's no decision paralysis. There's no like, what am I going to work on today? What do I want to work on? What am I feeling like working on? She works on what she's working on. There is no variation. And I really envy that sometimes. Nightmare blunt rotation, to be honest. I am trying to stick to every 3rd day I do a shop sample. But I don't assign projects to the other days. And right now I'm doing this like kind of 2 days out of 3. At least 1 day out of 3, usually 2 days out of 3. Because I want to see it finished. But other than that, I don't know what I'm going to work on. No. Toot says Moon and Toot are one. Moon says I envy Toot as well. Right? Mike says that is mega disciplined. I couldn't follow Toot's routine. Yeah, it's but then Toot is hella prolific for that exact reason. There is no doubt. There is no questioning. There is no decision making. Toot says thanks, it's the autism. Glenn says I'm trying to do Totoro 70 stitches at a time-ish on my lunch breaks, but this week I only had 1 free lunch break and I want to work on it more. Oh no. That's hard when you want to work on something more and you can't. I am about to hit my whip limit though, because I am running out of nerd hoops. I have 2 in this size, and I have 3 of the number 3s, and I have 1 of the number 1s. So when those are all filled up, clearly I can't have any more whips, despite me having way more hoops than that. I use nurges for almost everything. However, if it's a round design, I will use a hoop for it. Especially if the entire design can fit inside the hoop. Then it's just friggin' satisfying. Like retro games, that was so satisfying. But one of the reasons that I love nurges the way that I do is because they're rectangular and cross stitch is rectangular. Gwen says my evening stitch fixation has been Oak Keeper, which has been hilarious because my eyes have been so screen fatigued. Oh, sorry, Earls. So you're working on 40 cat with blurry as heck eyes. Oh no. Oh, okay. My stand is having... My stand is not wanting to stand. Please hold. Yeah, let's do some appreciation for Earls while I wreak-a-jigger. Oh my god. Just trying to loosen this enough to get the stitching out. Thank you. Alright. I'm gonna have to do some maintenance on that stand. In the meantime, I'll just hold this. But we're gonna love Earls. We're gonna love Earls a little bit. Hi, baby girl. Okay. But Gwen, you've been like zooming on Oakkeeper. It's looking really good. You guys haven't seen Gwen's Oakkeeper progress. It's a pattern by Fine Frog Stitching, one of their like animal portraits. And it's Gwen's doing an amazing job on 40 count linen, no less. We're not looking at my back. We're not pay no attention to the back behind the curtain. Hi, Earls. Did you guys see that little headbutt? Little headbutt. Toot, I said don't pay attention. This back isn't actually that bad. Fall back! Hi, Lady K, welcome in. Thank you for grabbing your coffee. Thanks for the hydrate. It says early my heart. I know, she's such a sweet girl. Alright, hydration has been hydrated. One thing I love about Earls is she's only done her makeup on one eye. It's very punk rock. So Early loves me. Early could take her leave Toot. Early doesn't really have an opinion on Toot either way. Early's my girl. I know, okay. We're just loving Early now. No Stitch. Only Earls. Yeah. Can Daddy stitch now? What are we gonna stitch on? We finished the black, so we're gonna do a different color. Let's do this let's do this teal. Got 105 stitches. That'll probably be one thread. I do long threads. I don't do quite as long threads as Toot, but I do long threads. This sticker came from Tobeans. It's one of their original pieces of art. I know it's blurry because the camera is focusing on Early, as is right and proper. But yeah, this is from Tobeans. It was art done for the shop. They sell stickers and buttons. So I, of course, made a button, and I have a needle minder. I also got this button from Tobeans, my cat daddy one. I finally got my needle minder displays back up and realized I needed another one. but I didn't really want to cross stitch another one, so I took a Quality Street tin lid, which they're like octagonal, and a piece of rainbow stripy fabric, and just made that happen until I have time to cross stitch. It would be cute to do kind of like a Quaker medallion type thing on the octagonal tin, but eventually. One says I gotta figure out my day soon and I don't wanna. Stitch, rest, relax, have a little treaty treat. You're welcome. Yes, stitch, relax. Stitch lax. Restitch. Alright, let's see. Put the camera a little bit here. Because as a large person, I am John Large Person. I often use my stomach as a third hand stand. Also, when I loaded this into the Nurge, for some reason I put the side with the nut over here, and I usually put it over here. I don't know why. And I realized that I could just take it out of the hoop and resettle it, but my brain says no because it's already in the hoop and I don't need to move the hoop. Sam sends her fondest sleep chirps. Oh, Sam. Baby girl. Sam has been killing us lately. She loves dragging her toys around the house, yowling. But she likes doing it with, like, you know how you can kind of get like the feather boa on a stick type toy? I am John Thick. The feather boa on a stick toy, she does those, but she'll take the feather boa and she'll drag it by that, so the stick is just dragging along the ground and bumping up against things, and it is the most off-putting sound. Like, it is just, it sounds like something out of a horror movie, and then she walks into the room with like this bright rainbow boa on a stick, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what that was. Fantastic. It's so creepy mid-Faz. Yes, yeah. That would be unsettling. That would be not okay during Faz. Reminds you of the alien Spaceballs thing. I think I know what you're referring to. I've only seen Spaceballs once. I wasn't a big fan. Which is weird because I generally like Mel Brooks movies. I was a hardcore Mel Brooks fan when I was a teenager. Looking back now, I'm like, ugh, but I was a hardcore Mel Brooks. The chest burster. Oh, imagining a stomach as a 3D as a third hand is a concerning image. I missed that part of the conversation. The chest burster. I thought you were talking about the boa being dragged. I missed a crucial message. Imagining a stomach as a third hand is a concerning image. Oh. I mean, it's not really a third hand, it's like an extra shelf. There wasn't as much love in Spaceballs versus Young Frankenstein. Lady K, that is exactly the observation I've made about it. It felt mean-spirited, whereas the other ones didn't. Quinn says, I am a crucial message. You are a crucial message. Gwen is crucial. We should all listen to Gwen. Ah, I hecked up. I have to rip out every stitch I just did of this color because it wasn't supposed to go all the way to the edge there. But because Pattern Keeper shows white stitches as white, I didn't have anything to... They're invisible. Stop catching on my boobs. Oh my god. Why is there no, like, undo button for cross stitch? I wish to control Z. New desk mat? Yes. Yes. It's when you switch Pattern Keeper to dark mode. I should do that, but I really dislike dark mode on my stuff. I'm sounding so negative right now. I'm not a dark mode person. I use everything light mode. My Twitch is in light mode, my Discord's in light mode, my browser's in light mode. I think if I was doing something that had a lot of white, I would switch to light mode, to dark mode. The thing I don't like about dark mode is that it's, in Pattern Keeper, is 3799. So if you have 3799 in the pattern, that also disappears. Discord in light mode, what is this, blasphemy? I know. I know. You guys have no idea the flash bomb that happens when they open their phone. Listen. Listen here. Listen to me. Just because Peepaw likes things light. But yeah, I use light mode for everything. It's so funny. But it is actually a little bit funny because when people send me screenshots like of Discord and stuff, they're sending me screenshots of their Discord. So they show up as like dark gray rectangles on my screen. And I'm like, oh right, not everybody does this. I don't know why. I know that dark mode is supposed to be easier on your eyes, but I find that I have to strain more to read stuff on it. I will say, though, I'm not a fan of Windows dark mode. So many people at work use dark mode, and I can't see diddly squat on their screens. Sam, nobody does that. You're the only one in the universe that uses light mode. You've asked. Yeah, I'm aware. But like, I find it easier to use light mode. I just do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this grievous transgression. Shame for my light mode. What is this light mode slander? Light mode only, hot coffee in summer. Y'all, I don't think they're human. I don't know what you're talking about. Gwen says, I think Windows dark mode is too black and not dark gray. And there's not enough contrast between different... Yeah, that's the thing about the contrast. I struggle with low contrast. And dark mode, it just has lower contrast. Because it's gray on gray instead of black on white. Hey Shazzy, welcome in. Light mode is diabolical, no headset on. I've been here since the start though. Oh. Look. Just let me have my light mode. Hi. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up here in a minute or two. I'm just gonna hit the snooze on those ads. I will be back on Monday for more co-working. Toot is back tomorrow morning for Ghost Church. Ghost Church. There may or may not be a paleo stream this week. I haven't decided. It kind of depends on energy levels and things. Toot says, I'd love to look, but I opened your phone recently and have no retinas left. Wow. Wow. So yeah, I'm just going to finish this row of stitches that I've had to restitch now. And then I think we're going to get wrapped up here. But it's been a lovely morning. I'm so glad you guys have joined me. This has been just really, really nice. I hope you also had a good morning. Thank you again, Mike, for the resub. And thank you, Rocky, for the follow. And thank you, Fruitbat, for the raid. So yeah, so there we go. We finished our little guy here completely. We worked on the blackboard and we got started on this coffee cup over here. We still need a name for this gentleman. This performative male gentleman. So yeah, there we go. There's Earl's. I almost just took out my monitor. Ah! Dropping things on early. Okay, I'm gonna stop moving things. Percival? Perhaps. Perhaps. Alright, so raid train. Not next week, but the weekend after. Be here, be square. Oh goodness, I dropped stuff. I dropped stuff. I dropped stuff. Okay, here we go. We're all good now. It's fine. I'll be back on Monday for co-working. Toot is going to be back on tomorrow. With Ghost Church. So if you don't follow Toot, they do no commentary gameplay. They don't have a mic. They just play a game. We've got a task list up. It's a totally chill body doubling vibe. Tomorrow is Phasmo. Monday is Played Up. Wednesday is Played Up. And Friday is Hades 2. And it'll be in the morning 10 to 1 every day. So yeah, follow Toot if you don't already follow Toot. They are a wonderful chill streamer. I'll be there in chat, of course. Like I said, keep an eye on Instagram and the Patreon for Commander says follow Toot or else. Hi Commander. Bye Commander. Like I said, follow the Instagram and the Patreon for the sneaky peeks for Marketplace exclusives. We're starting to roll those out. I am so excited to be able to show you what's going on. But yeah, you are welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. I think that is all. And of course, check out the shop, the new shop. There's freebies, there's patterns, there's pictures of our cats. That's a very important part, pictures of our cats. So yeah, I think in that case, let's find someone to raid out to. So if you want to grab the first raid message if you are subbed, the second one if you are not subbed. Let us see. Let us see. Right, so we're gonna go hang out with Reese. Reese is currently running a black work Sal. But we can go hang out with them for a little bit. Alright, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the coffee shop. I'll see you in the Discord server. I will see you in Early's comfy closet bed. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.